So I'm going to show you how to customize and overall make your 25th anniversary Ghostface costume very close to maybe accurate. If you've seen Scream robes on Instagram, make your 25th anniversary robe look very close, if not identical to that, functionality wise. So here's the robe here. I'll show you a few different things that I did to it to help make it as accurate as I could. So start off with the hood. The hood on this, I took 1/2 inch thick craft foam. You can get it from Walmart, whatever store is close to you. You put that in the hood. The best way to do it, how I did it, I took the, I'm trying to find the entry. I'm trying to find the entry hole. Okay, so you gotta take the little seam here, preferably on the inside. You seam rip it. Take a seam ripper, you cut the stitches right here. It's hard to see, but you see the seam right there. You can see I did it with blue stitching because I didn't have black at the time, so it looks a little ugly, but not too bad. You take that and then you try to pull out. It's really hard, it's kind of difficult and stressful, but you'll be happy once you do it. You take all that really thin, cheap foam out of it, and then you slide in your new foam. It's pretty time consuming, but it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too stressful. See that? We'll just hold the hood up. It will keep the hood on your head and won't like bend and flop down and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So if you know and you have a 25th anniversary robe, you'll know that the robe comes with Velcro on the closure on the top. What I did to fix that was I seam ripped the Velcro off of the this part of it, and I sewn in some old just black shoelaces right here. So take your sewing machine. You see I used brown. See, I had anything but black, so I kind of regret doing this with this stitching, but yeah, you see brown. I sewed on the inside. Whatever, if you want it to sew it higher, that will make the hood smaller. If you want to sew it lower, that'll make the hood bigger. So that's how you do the laces. That pretty much fixes your Velcro problem. The Velcro is by far the worst thing that came with the costume. Being that it will get caught on it. It'll make the costume pretty much a disposable one from how quick it'll ruin your costume. So it's not good. We'll move to the bottom where you see I cut the drapes. I cut the costume pretty high, so it fits a little higher, like the Scream 1. So as you see, you'll see the, you'll see the triangles I cut. I made sure that they were very far from even. I should have made them bigger because these are kind of small compared to the ones in Scream 1. But I can always go back and do that. So you see, you can just do it like that, just cut, get a few reference photos. You can do the rectangles if you want. Those things are also cool. I just think that these are, you can't go wrong with them. They're in pretty much every movie. So this is the most difficult part. Sewing the gloves onto the robe. Now, the way I did it was I took the sleeve, I turned it inside out, and then I turned the glove inside out, and then I put the glove in the robe, pointing inward, like pointing into the robe. You pin it, and you pin it around, and then sew it. So I'll show you what that looked like. So as you see, this is kind of what it looked like. So the robe is inside out, well at least the sleeve is. I put the glove into the robe like that. So the glove is inside out. As you see, you don't see the sparkles, and this is inside out. And then you pin around, and then just sew around. Typically, on the elastic part, you just use that as a guide. And once you're done, you go around, do some good reinforcements, because this is going to be, judging by how strong you want the seal to be. Last thing you need to do is cut yourself some wrist openings for the costume. So as you see, when I first did it, I did not have them, and it was really hard when I recorded TikToks, or I was just taking photos. I wouldn't be able to do it with my press record with my thumb with the gloves on. So I decided I would cut them. You see they look like that. You gotta, so don't do it on this side of the drapes. You do it on the outside of the drapes. And you do it just between the sewing of the drape and the sleeve. And then you sew around where you cut so it doesn't unravel, or it just makes it stronger, especially on these ends, because that can spread. That can definitely rip if you don't sew around it. Attaches the gloves to the costume, do it for both sleeves, cut some wristlets on both sleeves, and that will give you it'll make the costume as practical as possible, as accurate as possible, and now I'll show you what the costume looks like on my body. So, this is the robe. As you see, I'm using the wrist cuts. Now when you're using them, you won't see your arms really at all, unless you're doing some awkward motion where you can kind of see, but you can't see it being that it's on the outside of the sleeve. You won't be able to see the slits. So the closure isn't the best, so you still will be able to see my shirt, unless I wear like an all black shirt under it, which is what I would do. So this is the robe. I would show you the drapes, my whole thing, whole body, but I'm not even wearing long pants, I'm wearing shorts. So I can just show you what the drapes look like. They hang just about if I was wearing boots, just above my boots. So it's pretty good. Great for cosplays, going to cons or something. And it's the cheapest option. It's very cheap, very versatile. And you can really can't go wrong with it. For Halloween, just a fan. But yeah, so you see the gloves are attached. You got the foam in the hood. It really helps. The foam in the hood really helps. Drapes, the laces. Yeah. So right with this mask, I recommend just wearing like an EU. Getting the EU. The EU will be very see-through in the eyes, so get yourself some pantyhose or trouser socks type thing is what I use. I wanted to, I'll get into that into a new video, but just get some good, I'll release another video showing how to do that at some point. But yeah, we're looking great. Pretty good. I'm gonna get out of the costume and I'll end off the video. So that has been my tutorial on how to do customizations to your 25th anniversary Scream Robe. You can do whatever robe you want, really, so it's really versatile, and you can just do those, take those modifications I did and just use them as you want. You don't need to do all of them. Do a few, just whatever one you think you could do, and whatever you think is best for your costume is all you need to do. So, I had fun. I'll catch you in the next video. And maybe the next video I'll be showing you how to get the eye mesh on here, because I know a lot of people probably wonder how to get the eye mesh on their ghostface masks. I'll show you what glue to use, what material, where to get the material, what brand the material is, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find all that, but whatever. So, I'll see you in the next video. Peace out. So one thing I forgot was, if you want, you can use Velcro on your hood. You put it on your shroud and then on your hood, and that can also really help hold your hood up and keep it in one place while you're doing things like if you're going to a con or going to Halloween, running around especially. So you can do that. I tried, and it just didn't really work all that well for me. I didn't have a good time trying to line it up with the hood and the shroud. It didn't really work for me. Especially with the adhesive. I tried to use adhesive and it didn't really stick on. I couldn't sew it because it was in a very awkward position. So I just thought I didn't need it. So yeah, so you could do that if you want, but I just haven't gotten a chance to do it. But that's the only other thing I haven't done that like Scream Robes has on their like robes that they do. So yeah, that's it. So I thought I'd add that. It would be the hands. Oh, where are they at? What the hands right here. Hands definitely gonna be the most fuck.